let's make some hash browns and a chicken and cheese omelet. I'm going to use turkey, but same thing. Alright, got my potato washed up. This is a russet potato. Okay, russet potatoes are pretty good. People call them baked potato. They work out real nice. Got a lot of moisture, a lot of starch in it. This is called a box grater. Box grater's got a grater on one side. Okay, it's got a real fine shredder. It's got a larger shredder, and it's got a slicer. Okay, slicer side's pretty cool. Run a couple passes on there. End up with some nice slices. It's good for doing, you know, thin slicing real fast. You want to do some shredded sliced potatoes, put some cheese and some heavy cream on there, cook them down. Pretty nice. Let's get them out of the way. Alright, we're going to use, first we're going to get our pan hot. Alright, you want to get this medium. You don't want to go over medium when you're cooking. It's just you're going to burn things up. Okay. I'm going to use the larger shred. Grab a hold of it, get your fingers out of the way. It's easier to do it on a plate. These are going to come out pretty nice. Good nice long shreds on there. Go across a little bit, you get different angles. If you keep going straight up and down, it's going to keep working at little channels in there. If you see there, you get these little channels and it's not going to really do much. So you kind of turn it a little bit, turn a little bit. You get down low, be careful. That's going to rip some skin off. Alright. Not bad amount there. That's going to be a great little hash browns. Okay, our pan's warming up a little bit. We're going to put some melted butter or some butter in there, get it melting. This pan's a little small for that burner, but that's okay. Let's move this thing over. Oh yeah, nice. I'm going to put about half a tablespoon in there, maybe close to 3/4 of a tablespoon. I want to get some good butter in there. The amount of butter it's going to get will help it fry up a little bit. There's a lot of water in a potato. You can sure squeeze them out if you want, but you want some of that moisture. Alright, butter's melted. Get them right in there. Okay. Potatoes are going to turn brown as soon as you shred them. They're just oxidizing, nothing wrong with them. Alright. Now that we've got the potatoes on here, let that go just for a minute to get it seared up. Alright. You can use the stainless, I'm using non-stick here, not a problem. Alright. And what we're going to do here, we're going to get little pats of butter on here. Just a little bit, and these are pretty thin slices. I mean, what's going to happen is all your butter is going to get soaked into the potatoes on the one side. Then when you flip this, it's not going to be a whole lot going on. Okay, so that's a lot of butter in it. Oh yeah, breakfast. Hey, come on. All right. That's going to take 4 or 5 minutes per side at least. Okay. Put it down inside of here. Potatoes are going to take a while. I mean, they do. And now that you got it rolling, I'm going to turn down this heat a little bit because we don't want this to brown up too fast. If it browns up too fast, you're just going to burn the potatoes and it's going to be raw inside. Alright? Check it every few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. You don't really want to stir it around any. Want that steam to work. The steam's going to come up through this inside and cook all these potatoes off for you for this side. Meanwhile, get a couple eggs scrambled. I'm going to do 3 eggs. I'm going to split this. And that's a fairly large potato. I'm going to split that too. Okay. Got our 3 eggs. You can add milk to them, water to them if you'd like. But you do want to scramble them thoroughly. If you don't, you're going to end up with little globs of whites and little globs of yolks. It's all going to be the same. Okay, right at this point, we're going to put a little bit of salt in this. Just a triple turn. And then we're going to salt our potatoes. Put a little bit of pepper in here. All right, get these scrambled up. You can see our butter starting to melt over here from the top, making its way inside. Potatoes starting to brown up nicely. Okay, you can flip it if you're any good at that. I'm not going to try any acrobatics today. I'm going to get your spatula up underneath there. Work it to one side a little bit, and then lean your pan down like this. Okay, so you get your angle there, and just kind of bring it to the edge slowly, and then flop it over. Okay, you don't want to go too hard because all that oil is going to come over on your hand. Okay, we got a good browning going on here. Nice. All right, potatoes are cooking. Like I said, you don't want to go too fast. Potatoes are going to cook too fast, they're just going to burn. All right, I'm going to turn that down to a nice low heat. Let's get our other burner on here. Right. This pan, I'm going to get it fairly warm. I'm not going to use any oil in that. I'm going to use some spray. This stuff says it's like 0 calories, but that's for like a 1/5000th of a second. You're going to get a couple calories in there, but it's not going to hurt anybody, let me tell you. Alright, so we got our potatoes are cooking nicely. In a stainless steel pan, you got to get your pan hot first, all right? Because if you don't, it's just going to stick right to it. And then you got to keep it hot because there's a lot of moisture in those potatoes, and they're going to stick to that pan. You're going to get some sticking in stainless. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but all the pancake grills on the planet, I mean these commercial oven kitchens, have stainless steel tops on them. And nothing sticks to them. Okay, that's going to go nice. Get some good heat going here. Chicken breast is already diced out. I got I don't know, half a cup. Just some leftover chicken. This is turkey, like I said, but it doesn't matter. It's all going to work out the same. It's bird. All right. That's starting to sizzle nicely. Getting some nice color along those edges. This pan is good and hot. I'm going to get our eggs in here. Okay. Stainless pan. You want to get it hot. You don't want to go over medium. Okay, to get started on here, kind of push in from the edges just a little bit and then tilt your pan and let it fill that gap. Okay? See how I'm doing this? I'm going to the middle, tilt the pan. Let that eggs come around the other side there and fill that gap up. Okay? You can poke a hole in the middle if you want and let it fill in there. Right now it's just now starting to try to coagulate. Alright? Keep pushing around the edges. Keep pulling around if you want to do that. You can scramble them up real fast and then let them set. But you really want to let these set. You want to let this thing set for a while. There's a lot of liquid going on in there. Alright. And we're going to put our chicken right on top while the eggs are still soft. Okay. Now you can just put that on half because you're going to fold it over anyway. We're going to go all over. We're going to let this get inside of those eggs. What's going to happen is you're going to bind to the chicken. Okay. sticking a little bit. Get your spatula up underneath there. Find out where it's sticking. I'm not going to try to flip this, but you want this to coagulate. You want it to cook up a little bit. Not too high, because then it's just going to brown on you. Meanwhile, on our potatoes over here, this guy's nice and crispy. You can hear it's crunchy up underneath there. I want to flip this back over to show you. Okay, that's what it's looking like. It's doing its thing there. Alright, potatoes are cooking. I'm going to put that back. That's the side we want. That's the pretty side. Okay, this guy's nice and solidified a little bit, and you'll be able to work with it. Get your spatula. Same as you did with the potatoes. Work it, get it to one end, and then flip it over. Okay, if it doesn't go all the way over, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, give it a press. Little chicken's in there cooking. Let's get some cheese on it. You can do like they do in the restaurants. Put a little inside, flip it over, steam the top of it a little bit. Another pan. Now it's cooked. I'm going to turn this guy off. Alright, potatoes are cooked. This guy, let it sit just for a minute and brown up a little bit more. You're cooking for you. You're not cooking for somebody that you got to present the food. Flops over like that, who cares? It's your breakfast. I mean, we're just trying to get some breakfast here, okay? Cheese is going to melt on its own. There's no way around that. So once you fold it over, it's going to steam some more inside, all right? So here we go. Let's get this going. We're going to let it slide out right to the middle of the pan, and then put your spatula here and push it with your pan, all right? Now, if you must, you can roll it over. There we go. It's not gorgeous? Who cares? I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on top of this thing. The heat from everything is definitely going to make its way up to the top and melt that cheese before you get to sit down and eat it. Potatoes done. Turn off our heat. Look at that. Hash browns, chicken and cheese omelet. What was that, all but about 7 minutes or so? Let's cut this guy open. Nice, huh? Let me get a zoom in there on you. Nice. Cooked all the way through. It's a good thing about eggs. They don't have to be cooked all the way through. People eat sunny side up eggs all the time, you know. Alright, potatoes are cooked, steaming nicely. With that, there you are. Nice, cooked all the way through, tender. That's it. I'm gonna put these on 2 plates, and then I'm gonna have myself bring some breakfast over to Grandma.